As you know, if you've seen some of my other videos, I have a stocks and shares ISA which I fund using the Moneybox investing app on the iPhone. If you are lucky enough to have seen some of my previous videos, you know that I really like this system because it's very easy to save up some money without really thinking about it. I set a £25 direct debit every week. Moneybox takes it straight out of my account, and over the last year, without really thinking about it, I've managed to save just under £1,000 in my stocks and shares ISA, which is great. That's not the only money I'm saving. I am putting money in other places, but for the last year, it's just been a bit of experimentation with the Moneybox system to see if I like it. And I do like it. Now, this video is going to talk about the Lifetime ISA, which is another kind of ISA that Moneybox offers. And I will talk about the rules of the Lifetime ISA. Hopefully then you'll be able to figure out whether it's a beneficial thing for you to do, which is what I've been weighing up over the past couple of weeks. The tax year is coming to an end on the 5th of April 2018, so the new tax year starts on the 6th. Now is a good opportunity to move some money around if you want to put it in the best possible place to maximize your returns. Please don't take this as advice. This is not meant to be any kind of financial advice. I mean, take my advice in the sense that I would encourage you to save money. Whatever you can afford to put aside now will obviously benefit you greatly in the future. So take that advice. But don't take anything else in this video as advice on what you should do with your money. You might have a better system in place. You might not like the idea of a Lifetime ISA. I just want to give you the key points really, so that then you can look into it. If it's something that sounds like it might be beneficial for you, I think it's beneficial for me, then maybe go ahead and do it. But as long as, my point here is that I've heard before that you teach what you have to learn. I've never been particularly very good with money. I've always just spent it as I get it. So if I can talk about it here, I consider that teaching. Not like I'm an authority on the subject. Making other people think about it helps me to think about it. You teach what you have to learn. Anyway, let's talk about the Lifetime ISA. You can save up to £4,000 a year in a Lifetime ISA. Any amount that you save up to that £4,000 limit, the government will give you a 25% bonus on. If you save £4,000 a year, the government will give you £1,000. If you save £2,000 a year, the government will give you £500, and so on and so forth. Whatever you've got in that account up to £4,000, the government give you 25% as a bonus. That's a pretty good rate of return. However, there are some things to think about when you're considering putting your money into a Lifetime ISA. You cannot access that money until you turn 60 years of age, unless it's to purchase your first home. If you do need to get that money, you can withdraw it. However, and this is the major disadvantage of saving into a Lifetime ISA if you're going to want to access your money before 60, the government will take away your 25% bonus that they've given you, and you'll also get charged a percentage as a penalty, which is around 6%, I think. So if you do fund the Lifetime ISA, but you need to get that money back before you turn 60, or if you don't use it to buy a house, then you get charged at 6%. So essentially you might be losing some money. It's something you need to consider as to whether this is the best place to put your money. They're the basic rules. I would encourage anybody who's thinking about this kind of thing to look into the fine print of the Lifetime ISA. I have signed up for one through Moneybox, again because I like the ease of the app. If we take a little look at my current standing on my Moneybox account, in my standard stocks and shares ISA, I currently have £77.71. As I said previously, I've been funding my stocks and shares ISA through Moneybox with about £25 a week. Not about £25 a week, exactly £25 a week. After about a year, I had around, roughly £900 that was available to me. I deliberated over this for a little while because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to put my money somewhere I couldn't access it. But I decided to go ahead and I moved my stocks and shares balance over into my Lifetime ISA. So now I currently have £855.07 in my Lifetime ISA with a pending £215.11 bonus from the government, which is excellent. I wasn't going to get that rate of return on my money if I'd left it where it was. Again, the downfall is, not necessarily a downfall or benefit depending on how you look at it. I can't access that money until I turn 60 or buy a house, but that 25% return is too good to pass up at the moment, especially considering I'm looking at it as a retirement fund. I don't want to put all of my money into the Lifetime ISA because there might, come a time in the near future, not the distant future, where I do need to access my money. Currently, I have my allocations split. I'm saving £40 a week with Moneybox. I've got that split between £15 into my Lifetime ISA and £25 into my stocks and shares ISA. The reason for this, I want to put more money into my stocks and shares ISA so that I can access that money if I need to. But at the end of the year, if I haven't had a reason or cause to touch that money, I can then transfer that over to the Lifetime ISA, get the 25% government bonus on that, and happy days. If we go into my Lifetime ISA, look at the Discovery tab. scroll down a little bit, you've got a thing called highlights, which are little tabs that you can push, and it gives you a bit of information on your savings. So if you go into the time machine, this allows you to see where your investments will be in 10 years time based on how much you want to put in now. So if I click £15 current, in 10 years time I will have £12,828 in my lifetime ISA, 1,956 of which will be the government bonus, and 3,045 of which will be the gains from the stocks and shares that it's invested in. So that's my percentage return on the stocks and shares aspect of it. If you click £40, which is the maximum it allows you to look at here, in 10 years time I'd have £32,418, of which that would be a bonus of 5,217 from the government and 6,328 from the stocks and shares gains, from the percentage gains of the stock market. What I would like to see, if Moneybox are listening, which you have done before because they sent me that fancy hat, I would like to see here perhaps a longer period of time that you can see your investment and how it will do. So I'd like to see maybe 30 years in the future. Seeing as I'm looking at this as a retirement account, I want to see what my money could be by the time I'm 60. And I find that seeing these big numbers and realizing that I'm only putting a very minimal amount in at the moment, it's good motivation to keep the savings going, because obviously if you don't save it, you'll never get it. So the little amounts you put in now create the big amounts you get later. I also like this little tab here, which is the lifetime ISA bonus calculator, gauge I guess you can call it. With the current amount that I've put in my lifetime ISA, the government will give me a £221.36 bonus, which still leaves £778.50 to claim. What I like here is that it allows you to click these little tabs down here, put in a £250 one-off payment, £500 one-off payment, or even get the maximum bonus, so it calculates how much money you would need to fund into the account to get the maximum bonus. Mine currently is £3,114, which I just don't currently have to put in. If I did, I would, but I don't have it, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to focus on what I do have. And that's that, really. Think about where you want to put your money before the tax year ends. Hopefully this information will have been beneficial to somebody. It is beneficial to me to sit down and write it all out. Like I said at the beginning, this is not meant to be advice as to what to do with your money. I would just like to get people thinking about the possibilities of where they could put their money. If you are early 30s like me, you haven't yet bought a house, you don't have a retirement fund in place, or even if you just like to put some more towards retirement, the lifetime ISA could be a very good thing to look at. Don't do anything on my say so, that would be very foolish, I can assure you. I'm by no means an expert in these things. Look into it, and I hope I've potentially made you think a little bit about different ways you can save your money, or even just getting started with saving in the first place. I'd like to say hello to Nadelia as well, who is an old friend of mine who, while searching for information on Moneybox on YouTube, had the pleasure of seeing my video come top, which has sort of made real one of my biggest fears, which is that people I know in real life will see that I make YouTube videos, and I find that highly embarrassing, because you think it would get easier and you get more comfortable the more you do it sitting down in front of a camera and talking. But it just doesn't work that way. I'm going to leave this here and then go and grab a coffee with some friends, and probably be a bit miserable that the £4 I've spent on coffee I could have sent into my lifetime ISA and then got a £3 off the government. But never mind. Catch you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.